Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Baruch Hashem.
Good.
Okay. Okay. So I think we're up to your base.
Good days, yes.
It's Siyuma Ma'amar. It sounded like it was finished, but evidently not. Siyuma Ma'amar Sumir Havasei Tov. Akad Vei B'Nachon Chakas Harami Barzel. Is a Chai Kol Kach. Okay. So metal has been so pushed aside. Well, we're going to go to the antithesis. From the ultimate shortcoming, which is that of metal. Even though at the end of the last piece he had said, the name of his brother, that metal serves the purpose of teaching us a lesson, so that gives it a certain purpose, major purpose. So to give the nachas ruach to the metal, but nevertheless, lechem tamein mugual, it's a bread which was defiled and repugnant. Lavol tsasamalos, to come to the ultimate in high levels, and that's kind of a play on words considering where he's going next. Sham b'sof Yisro. Oh, at the end of Yisro it says, "Lo taleb malos al mizbechi." One of the few things I remember from fifth grade is that I actually, Rabbi Besser asked us to figure out this pasuk, and I actually managed to figure it out. Okay, so why can't they go up with steps on the why can't we steps on the ramp? They wore pants, so therefore their nakedness will not be seen. So why did it say doesn't ever to be seen? It looks like you're showing your nakedness to the ramp and to the mizbeach. And there's a Rashi. If the opposite of the metal on the stones, not the opposite, but similar to metal on the stones, they're just like we don't want metal on the stones. We don't want to embarrass the stones in the mizbeach by having them exposed to inappropriate nakedness. So there, if that's the case, and ma avonim were not makbid, as far as we know, they're not concerned with their degradation. A person who is concerned with his degradation, the Nivar B'Tselem Elokim was created in the divine image. Al achas kama v'kama. He has to be careful not to degrade or denigrate a fellow human being. Torah explains part of the quest of human being in a world which is completely good. It's not enough for a person to say okay, I won't use metal on his back. That's enough. He has to attempt to respect people and give them honor in the most lofty way. Kina Shamu Chazal, to the point that Chazal make a connection. Here brings it down from the Rishis Chochmo, so I'm not sure it's actually in Chazal, but the Rishis Chochmo evidently contributes to Chazal. Did you coronate your creator upon you in the morning and evening? And did you coronate your friend upon you by giving him a satisfaction? Or I guess nachas daika. In other words, nachas means that he should be at peace. I was really tranquil. The calls them move on. You can understand all that from this pasuk, from the distance, from the vast distance we placed here. It should not look like a degradation of our eyes. Even though he's wearing pants. So there's no revelation of any nakedness systems. Meaning the ramp. Sholimbo, the gabe clay shoris. Nevertheless, the gabe clay shoris, in terms of, since the holy vessel, You have to understand, you have to maintain its honor in an exaggerated way. How distant do you have to make yourself in order, how far do you have to go in order to distance yourself towards giving honor to your friend? Their distance for eternity because they didn't bring bread and water for the Jews. I Teitze, about Ramban, answer Dvorah. Zeloshono. Hanir Eli seems to me Kiakasuv Yerchik Shnei Achima Ela, the plus of distance Moab Ammon and Moab from us. So you gomle chesed me Avram. Not just because they didn't do chesed, but because they had was not reciprocating chesed, right? Because they had received chesed from Avram. Sheitzil Aviyam Bimam, who saved their fathers and mothers, Minacher and Yashri, meaning from from being captives to the four kings. They were obligated to do a favor to Am Yisrael in return. They must remember but they pay them back with inappropriately. Bilam ben Beor, Moavim. Bilam ben Moav hired Bilam ben Beor in order to curse the Jews. And the other one, Ammon, Loki Damosam Lachamayim, didn't bring a brand of water, Chule Bechule. Now, custom is here, yet nevertheless, the Pasuk one commands us. Out to Turaim, Altis Garbam, don't lay siege to them, and don't taunt them. In other words, don't provoke
Antagonize.
them. What?
Antagonize.
Antagonize, good word. Don't antagonize them. And Ammon, who was so cruel that they didn't come to recognize and reciprocate the kindness of Israel. So it's Garos Mamafilu. It says so by Moab they're allowed to antagonize. By Ammon they weren't allowed even to antagonize them. Right? But Loik Dimo some cloud, even though they didn't come towards them at all. I feel let alone let them in their area, territory. They wouldn't come wouldn't come to them outside their territory either, even though they would cause them no danger. It says Levo Ammoni Moavi B'Kal Hashem. The team last care pish. Oh, Ammon comes first, and Ammon comes with its crime mentioned first. Al Varsh Lokim Moschem, they didn't greet you. Afterwards, Maskir Moavi mentions the Moabites at Chatoso and their sin. Yosha Bivnim. I guess he's adding something else here. He's adding that they should also reciprocate the favor of the Jews in not what's aggravating them,
Antagonizing.
Not antagonizing. In other words, there are two favors. There's a favor back in the time of Avram Avinu, and now there's this favor. We have no antagonism. We come without any belligerence. Just give us the food, and the Ammonim don't give them the food. And I think it's to show how wicked they were, how cruel they were, and that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu about the Ammonim, don't even antagonize them. Don't do anything to whatsoever against Moab. They're allowed to antagonize. It's Ammon not, and yet Ammon refused to give them lechem amayim. So they are mentioned first, and their sin first because it was ingratitude on multiple levels. So Izbonu Achai. Haim yesh b'dor hazeh mishi yizkor lebnei banim shonim rabos as a chesed shegamal echadim avi aviyam lifnei kama shonim. So who do we have who's going to remember to future generations a kindness which somebody did to their father many years ago? Havaya echa bir b'shnei mishpacha. It was very, very rare. Upela. That's astonishing. K'mova Esav hikdimu osam chutz lichvulam. Both Moab and Esav went and prevented the Jews from going through their land. Yet Ruma ben Rishon Machronim. Yet Moab is the distance forever, and Esav only for 3 generations. So it seems from this that the lack of remembering a chesed which happened so many years ago caused Ammon to be and caused Moab to be so much worse than Esau in the punishment which is in which they suffer, the distance which they are placed. That which they were distanced from us, since they didn't keep in their hearts. To their elders several generations earlier. So we certainly have to understand what responsibility there is upon us. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Mekabi das, pointing by pointing we receive the religion face to face in Sinai. Lakir tovas avos libnei banim. So remember the favors done by fathers to their grandchildren. Let's say only chavero, and of course bear the burden with one's friends. Barbas ava zelazet, and to magnify the love to each other. Zeklagadol is a great principle. The en koshi, and there's no difficulty in kiafriza Torah b'derech hafloga, and this it's not difficult to comprehend why that the Torah demands of us, because the Torah was exaggerated even lishmor kovad abrios hashgam erva mechusim ilchasayim lechshav l'gnai ala kedesh. We're so concerned with gnai, and we're so concerned with the subtlety of emotion, of embarrassment, even to an inanimate object. In other words, you should not degrade even an inanimate object, even though it doesn't feel anything. You yourself should not degrade anything, regardless of whether that thing feels or not, right? So if there is a feeling about it, then of course you shouldn't degrade something. I tell you, Yeshua divrei admor zal b'midos. What did admor zal say again? Dayan has to be mashing himself in midos. Yeah, so he said that how I think we didn't really get the greatness of it, but which obviously is our shortcoming. But that the Rebbe Tzroel told him on page Chav Zayin, the Omar, he said to him that the Torah is not Pesukim Shemaim, but it's given for the Chachmei Ador, the Oretz. We have to divide the society. Everything is based in Shomata. We pass in the Lachamaisa and down the Mashra robes. You can't. So the Dayan has to be mashlim himself with midos first. You can't be a proper Dayan unless you mashlim your midos. So he says, evidently that this is I'm not sure again why this is specifically supporting Rebbe Yisrael, the idea of having good midos, but it says that's a way to say that we have more of a midos. So my God, that midos is so important. Also, how much we can learn from a short passage in the Torah, either the Barzel or the Malos Malos. So from those couple of short psukim, they both appear at the end of Parshas Yisro. Those couple of short psukim from the Barzel not being on the Mizbeach and from not going up on the ramp with steps, you can learn a tremendous, all the Sur Meirav and all the Asetov. Anyway, from anything which has even the remote destructive quality, and going together, going towards something which even has the most remote or finest type of positive quality. Okay.
I once heard on those 3 psukim about Gili Araya, Shvichas Dam, and Avodah Zarah. If someone would come, you're putting together a mizbeach and you're searching around for stones. It has to be this kind of stone. He says, "What do you need to do that? Just get a hammer and hammer the stone, and you'll make it the size that you need." And you tell him, "No, I can't do that because that's shvichas damen." The Torah calls that shvichas damen. The same thing with the Gili Arayas. You tell a guy, we got to have a ramp. Tell the contractor, you got to build a ramp. What do I need a ramp for? Let's make a few steps and you'll be there. No, that's Gili Arayas. And the same thing with making the copy of the Kruvim. I want to put it in my shul. It'll be nice. Make a copy of the Kruvim. No, That's avodah zarah. I'm not worshiping it. I mean, it's in the base of Mikdash. No, it's avodah zarah. So it's only through understanding Torah and Mussar that you could realize that the end result of these three things is those chomer sins, because they really don't look like chomer sins. I mean, the guy is just walking up the ramp. He has pants on. Or what else do you want him to do? I mean, a guy, he's just hammering the stone with a hammer, with a chisel. He's not killing anybody.
It's beautiful. Wow.
But these things, you see that these small things are the end result of Gili Araya Shvichas Tamar Avodah Zarah. That's what it comes to.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I always thought that was a very beautiful word. I don't know who I heard that from, but I heard it years ago.
It's fantastic. All right. Talk to you next week. Shkoyach.
Yes. Very good. Take care.